So recently we got some new breaking news, some very bad news in fact, involving John Jones. Apparently when a female drug tester came over to his house, he threatened her with violence, taking her phone, all in a drunken rage. And at this time yesterday, that was it. That was all the details that we got, that apparently John Jones threatened a woman, and that was literally it. But today, we got an update from John Jones. He released a video and a statement, and we will go through that in this video today. But first, I want to give you guys some insight into what exactly happened. Now, this statement is from John Jones entirely, so this might be a bit played down. We don't know for sure if this is the absolute truth, but John Jones pretty much gave the whole rundown of what happened in his eyes. Now, bear with me. This is pretty lengthy. This is a very long statement, but I will read the whole thing for you guys so we're not getting any confusion of what John Jones said. But let's get right into it. This is from a police department information officer regarding his statements about what happened, but it pretty much reads, "On Saturday, April 6, 2024, I contacted Jones by telephone to get his statement of what happened that day. Jones stated that Crystal and Jerome had come over to his residence to perform a drug test. Jones stated that he was bothered a little because he had been hungover from the night before. Jones stated that he had already read the report Crystal gave to the UFC a few times and that she was a liar. Jones told me that he never made any threats of harming anyone or killing them and that is not the way he talks. Jones told me the only thing he said was, tell everyone at headquarters not to send people to my home so early because it could be a dangerous environment, and that he said that to Crystal when she asked if there were any quotes you wanted to give at the end of the drug testing. Jones clarified he meant that a party could be occurring or multiple people could be there. Jones stated that he also never told Crystal he was going to sue her and take her assets because he does not talk like that. Jones stated he did make a statement to Jerome that he was going to sue him because he brought his girlfriend to his home and he did not know them. So he considered it a HIPAA violation. Jones stated he never got closer to Crystal than what was shown in the video she sent me besides when she was conducting the blood test. Jones said he did swear at Crystal at one point when she stated next time it would be her and her husband doing the test, and he said, I don't give a fuck. Jones said that he thinks Crystal was pissed off at him for using profanity, that she fabricated a story. Jones said at the end of the testing, he apologized for swearing at them and that Crystal gave him a high five and he gave a hug to Jerome. Jones stated that Jerome and Crystal were calm the whole time and they never appeared to be scared during any interaction. Jones denied any allegations of assault or putting Crystal's phone in his pocket. Jones said he did pick up Crystal's phone in the video she uploaded, but at the time he thought it was his phone and after he placed it back on the counter. Also, I did forget to mention, I do have Crystal's statements uploaded right here in front of me. I'm not going to go through the entire because it's a lot longer than John Jones and she gives more detail of what happened in that particular circumstance. So I'm not going to read the whole thing out here, but I will put up a quick picture of it and I will also link it down in the description below to Aaron Bronstetter, who did do these posts. So big credit to him, Aaron Bronstetter on Twitter. Again, go check him out. These are the official sources of where I got it from. So yeah, here's a quick picture of it and back onto the video. And then the rest, I believe, is pretty much just some police protocol. So Jones apparently was frustrated. He was angry when they woke him up from his nap, his little sleepy time. He didn't like that very much and was very, aggressive early with them, cursing, using profanity. And then he threatened Jerome, which is the drug tester, with a lawsuit because he brought his girlfriend along. Now, real quick, I do kind of agree with John Jones about that fact. I think bringing your random girlfriend along on your job to somebody's house randomly is a bit cringe. Now, is it a HIPAA violation? I don't know. It could be possibly, and he might have a case there, but I don't think he should sue based on that. But it is kind of weird to bring your girlfriend along on the job to somebody's house randomly who nobody knows. And if I'm being honest here, if John Jones said exactly what he said to Crystal in this little police report statement, if he did say, hey, don't send people to my home so early, it could be dangerous, possibly yes. Yeah, like I kind of agree with that. If you're coming over to a birthday party where everybody's outside having a good time, having fun, and two random people show up in a black truck or something like weird, a different car, and nobody knows who they are, eyes immediately go on to them. Things get a bit suspect. You're on edge. And if you're in America, bro, like you could possibly get hurt just showing up randomly on somebody's property and they don't know who you are. But I do have to say this. This is Jon Jones. This is not any other fighter. This is not Wonder Boy, some super nice guy. This is Jon Jones, who has a terrible history with women. He beat his wife at one point. He wrecked his car. He crashed into a pregnant lady and then left the scene. This guy has a awful history with women, and it wouldn't surprise me if he was a bit too aggressive with this woman. It's like the boy who cried wolf. This is now, I believe, the third time where he has some sort of police interaction with the woman that he apparently was aggressive towards and possibly assaulted. Like, it's at this point, man, it's like, how can you not avoid getting in trouble with women? And even in this police report, he even admitted to threatening them, which is like, you shouldn't be doing that to a drug testing person. I know it can be it can be very inconvenient to have somebody show up to your house at 4 p.m. on a Saturday wanting to drug test you during a birthday party. That can be a bit annoying. I understand that. But their job is kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Being a drug tester for the UFC is probably one of the more thankless jobs in the entire organization, I think. You just really can't give these fighters any notice of when you're going to drug test them, because that allows them to dodge or create a way to pass the drug test. So you have to do it by surprise. So your job is pretty much inherently designed to be an inconvenience to people. And the best comparison that I can even give to it is being a customer service worker. Nobody wants to call customer service. Nobody wants to talk to customer service. Nobody wants to see customer service people. If you're talking to customer service, something went wrong and you're probably already irritated. And it's the same thing for, I think, these drug testers for the UFC. Whenever they do a surprise visit for a fighter, they're probably not too happy to see them, and they're already pretty much on edge or disappointed or upset because they're taking time out of their day to do a blood test or a piss test or whatever sort of test they might do for the UFC. I'm pretty sure it is a blood test that they do. So I definitely can understand Jon Jones being upset from the fact that he was woken up from a nap and in the middle of the day or whatever, and he's now forced to do a drug test, which is pretty inconvenient for him. I bet he's tired. But if you are Jon Jones and you're upset about the fact that they are drug testing you at a very inconvenient time and it's very unprofessional in your eyes, then what do you not do? You don't get up, you don't threaten them, you don't be angry with them, you don't treat them like shit. I know it's going to be hard. Listen, it's already been 2 strikes for Jon Jones. Again, he's the boy who cried wolf. At this point, it's like, maybe he is telling the truth. Maybe this is exactly what happened, and maybe Jon Jones is completely innocent. But at this point, man, it's like you've already buried yourself. You've already dug your own grave, and now you're just laying in it. It's going to be very difficult to even believe him unless he provides some sort of concrete evidence that proves that this is not what happened. But guess what Jon Jones did? As I just said that, he did actually provide a little video for us. He gave us a little clip, a little bit of insight to exactly what happened at the end of their drug testing situation or whatever. Basically, what happened is, I'll play it right now on the screen as I talk. Basically, at the end of the drug testing, Jon Jones gives Crystal a high five. He then goes behind Jerome, gives him a little pat on the back, closes his car door, and that's pretty much it, which signifies that the altercation or the incident ended with at least a little bit of positivity and nothing was too harmful, which does kind of back up the fact that maybe Jon Jones wasn't entirely a dickhead the entire time that they were drug testing. That's all this proves, that he wasn't just a total asshole the entire whatever duration of the drug testing even was. That at least at the end he was a nice guy, I guess. That's literally it. And if I am Crystal or Jerome, I'm probably going to be very intimidated by Jon Jones. This guy could probably kill me at any point. And if he at some point in that entire process threatened my life, I'm going to do whatever I can to appease him and not get on his bad side, especially if he's agitated already. So with this video, it doesn't really tell us much besides the fact that Jon Jones had a good ending to their terrible situation. So now it's time for the real question. Do I believe Jon Jones? Do I believe that this story was fabricated and exaggerated by Crystal just to get back at him for using profanity? No. I do believe there is some truth to this from Jon Jones, but not the entire truth. He kind of just said that he was angry and upset and used profanity, and I think he was a bit more... We know John Jones at this point, man. Like, I have to be totally honest here, man. Like, even in the police report, Jones said that he never made any threats of harming anyone or killing them, and that is not the way that he talks. But if you go back and watch that DC interview, he made plenty of threats of killing DC and harming DC. This is John Jones does talk like that sometimes. John Jones, when angry enough, will threaten to hurt somebody. He was banging his head on a police car when being arrested. He can be aggressive. He can definitely make some people feel unsafe around him. This guy can be unhinged at times. I don't care. He says, I don't talk like that. John Jones, you're the boy who cried wolf, bro. Like, shit happens, man. Like, you're going to be less believable as time goes on when you have altercations like this. And when I've seen videos of you calling police officers nerds and banging your head on the car door or on the car hood and leaving a dent in it, and then you're hitting a pregnant lady with your own car, then running away because you have drugs in it, like, this is believable beyond belief. At this point, we know that John Jones is capable of doing this kind of behavior. Again, if this was Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, I'd be like, no fucking way. No way this guy is beating up women or threatening to kill anybody because he's Wonderboy. But this is John Jones, who has a history of doing bad things to women in the past. So again, I don't believe he told the full truth to this police information reporter. I don't believe he gave every single detail of what happened. Obviously, we need more evidence to show up to really be sure about this. But do I believe that this is a full clout chase from Crystal and Jerome? No, I don't think that's really in the cards. Maybe it is a bit of a clout chase, but what do they really have to gain from this? Matter of fact, I think they have more to lose than gain from this. They might end up getting fired because of what John Jones has said. I don't think they would come out here and just talk shit about John Jones for the sake of talking shit for clout. They would possibly get fired, lose their job. I think they do have more to lose than to gain from calling out John Jones in this situation. So that's pretty much it. That's the whole John Jones story. We need some more information to come out later. We might get some more information to come out later, but so far, this is all we have. This is pretty much day 2 of John Jones getting exposed for drug testing. I don't know what to say. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notification. UFC 300 is this week, so I will be posting daily. We're getting the grind back on. Kindle MMA is back in full action, so stay tuned, sub to the channel. I'm going to be posting every single day this week and probably going forward for a very long time, but I'm out of here, guys. Peace.